Hello and welcome to the channel. If you are in your 30s or 40s, thinking about switching careers and you want something more, you want more money, more stability, more purpose, then today's video is exactly what you need. We are going to break down the best tech jobs for career changers in 2026. We will use objective criteria to compare and we'll apply them to the most popular tech roles with no hype and no guessing. Just crystal clear comparison. And by the end, you should know exactly where you belong in tech. Let's dive in. Tech is full of opportunities, no question about it. But choosing the wrong entry point can slow you down. It can frustrate you or make you quit way too early. You need a role that, first of all, matches your existing strengths. A role that doesn't require years of retraining, offers good pay, has strong demand, and gives you realistic chances to get your first job. Here I would like to show you this 8 criteria we're going to use for the comparison. So starting with the learning curve. Number 1. How hard is it to learn the basics? Then there is barrier to entry. How hard is it to land your first job? Salary potential. How well does this career pay long term? Then, of course, very important, job security. How risk-proof is it during crisis? Then estimated demand next year, so 2026. Will companies actively hire for this role? Then career changer fit. Does it match the strengths people in your age already have? The number 7 is growth path. So how fast and how far can you grow? And finally, number 8, transferable skills required. So how much of your past experience is actually useful? So what you can see here is a comparison table. The columns, they present different roles. Then the lines, here you can see our 8 criteria, and we will rate each from 1 to 5. 1 being very poor fit, and 5 being excellent fit. So if you do the math, the maximum score for one role can be in total 40 points. This way, I believe the comparison will be logical, data-driven, and most importantly, friendly for career changers. So let's go through each role one by one, starting with UX researcher. So the human behavior expert. What you do, you interview users, observe their behavior, run surveys, and finally analyze feedback. So let's do some estimations now, starting with the learning curve. So 2 out of 5. Research methods, interviewing, and analysis, they take time to learn. It's much harder than, let's say, some simple customer-facing roles. Barrier to entry, 3 out of 5. You can create, your portfolio yourself, but companies, they expect case studies and demonstrated research. So initial entry is rather moderate. Then there is salary potential, 3 out of 5. Solid mid-career pay, but the salaries, they tend to plateau without moving into management roles. Then job security, 3 out of 5. At maximum. Once budgets get tight, UX will be one of the first roles to get cut, so please be aware of this. Then we have demand in 2026, 4 out of 5. Demand for better UX remains strong as companies prioritize product market fit. Next one is the career changer fit, 3 out of 5. Good for people with empathy and analysis skills, but less friendly if you need that new job fast. Growth path, 3 out of 5. Clear senior path exists, but progression is slower and more specialized. And finally, transferable skills required, 3 out of 5. Communication and observation will help, but core research techniques must be learned. So, what's the final verdict? It's really interesting job, but the learning curve and portfolio requirement will slow you down as career changer. So, next one, customer success manager, the relationship builder. So what you do, you help customers use digital products, solve problems, and help them stay happy. Learning curve, 4 out of 5. Mostly soft skills and product familiarity are required, but you can learn these basics pretty quick. Next one is the barrier to entry, 5 out of 5. I believe this is one of the easiest entries into tech, and many hires come from sales, hospitality, or support. Then there is salary potential, 3 out of 5. You have reliable salary and bonuses, but ceiling is lower unless you move into more, let's say, revenue-focused roles. Job security, 4 out of 5. Pretty strong. The reason is simple. The subscription businesses depend on retention, and this often protects the customer success teams. Demand in 2026, 4 out of 5. High demand across software as a service and recurring revenue businesses, and there are a lot of them. Career changer fit, 5 out of 5. Excellent fit if you enjoy customer contact and problem solving. And many prior careers can map directly to this. Growth path, 3 out of 5. There are good options towards sales or product management, but fewer direct senior leadership lanes, especially if you compare it to project management. Transferable skills required, 5 out of 5. Communication, empathy, conflict resolution. Most people already have these strengths. So what's the final verdict? Great first tech job, but it's not ideal if you want that high impact or high income roles. All right, next one is the business analyst, the process detective. So you will analyze business processes, write requirements, support development teams. Learning curve, 3 out of 5. It requires learning structured analysis and modeling, but it's not deeply technical, which is an advantage for you. Barrier to entry, 3 out of 5. Employers often want evidence of process thinking and certifications, so the entry is moderate. Salary potential, 4 out of 5. Strong pay, especially in large organizations that value process improvement. And I can really for sure confirm that from my own experience. Next one, job security, 4 out of 5. Stable in medium to large enterprises where the process work is core. Demand in 2026, 4 out of 5. Solid demand as companies keep digitalizing workflows, and believe me, they still have huge process gaps. Career changer fit, 3 out of 5. Good if you are a systematic thinker who likes documentation. It's less suitable for people coming from, let's say, purely creative backgrounds. Growth path, 4 out of 5. Common stepping stone into project or product roles, and there are clear upward career paths. Transferable skills required, 3 out of 5. Some prior roles map well, but business analyst method, they need to be learned for sure. So, what's the final verdict? This is a strong option for sure, but the entry is slower and more competitive. Moving next to product owner versus or slash product manager, the vision setter. So what do? You define what gets built, prioritize features, work closely with the dev team. Learning curve, 1 out of 5. This requires business strategy, product design judgment, data literacy, enough technical sense. So I would say it's hard to learn well, and especially for someone who is completely new to tech. Barrier to entry, 1 out of 5. Companies, they rarely hire true juniors. They expect product experience or track record, so entry is difficult. But salary potential, 5 out of 5. One of the highest paying non-technical tracks once you reach, let's say, the mid to senior level. Job security, 4 out of 5. It's valuable, but product owners, they are exposed to organizational changes and also really high expectations. Demand in 2026, 3 out of 5. Demand for product owners is strong overall, but mostly for the experienced hires. There are fewer roles for beginners. Career changer fit, 2 out of 5. It's not ideal as first step. You need broad experience that most career changers lack initially, of course. Growth path, 5 out of 5. Exceptional if you get in. You can become senior product manager, head of product, all the way to CPO, chief product owner. Transferable skills required, 3 out of 5. Leadership and communication will help, but most product skills, they are learned through practice. So what's the final verdict? Well, this is amazing role, but it's not really realistic as first step for career changers. And now finally, last role, IT project manager, the team leader. So what you do? You plan tech projects, coordinate teams, talk to developers, align stakeholders, and make sure things get delivered. Learning curve, 3 out of 5. You need to learn technical basics and project management methods, like waterfall or agile. This is doable, but you need the right mentoring. You don't need to code, which is great, so overall, moderate effort is required. Barrier to entry, 4 out of 5. It's easier to enter than, let's say, product owner or business analyst if you can show management, coordination experience, and practical portfolio. Salary potential, 5 out of 5. Strong salary from junior to senior levels, and also quick salary growth with responsibility. Next one is the job security, 5 out of 5. Extremely secure from my perspective. Organizations, they always need project managers to deliver projects across different industries. Demand in 2026, 5 out of 5. Very high. Companies continuously launch digital projects and need delivery leadership. Career changer fit, 5 out of 5. Excellent match, communication, planning, leadership, and real-world experience translate immediately. Growth path, 5 out of 5. It's really clear, fast progression. from junior project manager to senior, then over to program manager and head of PMO, project management office. Transferable skills required, 5 out of 5. Most prior career skills like stakeholder management, planning, problem solving, they transfer directly. So, what's the final verdict? The only role that balances great salary, high demand, strong stability, realistic entry, and perfect fit for career changers. So finally, here's the summary of all 5 roles. So starting with the UX researcher, scored in total 24 points. Interesting job, but the learning curve and portfolio requirement this will slow you down as career changers. Next one, customer success manager, 33 points. Great first tech job, but it's not ideal if you want high impact or, importantly, high income role. Next one, business analyst, 28 points. Strong option, but entry is slower and it's very competitive. Then we had the product owner, product manager, with total 24 points. So same as UX researcher. This is amazing role, but it's not really realistic as first step for career changers. And finally, IT project manager with 37 points, the clear winner of this comparison. You know, the numbers, they speak for themselves. Project management is the best match for career changers who want well-paid, stable tech job in 2026 with really a great potential. So, if you are in your 30s or 40s, you already built the skills companies want. Probably you led people. You solved real problems. You handled pressure, of course you did. You delivered results. You communicated professionally and you know what responsibility means. And these are exactly the skills that make IT project managers successful. So the great news for you is that you don't start as total beginner. You start actually with huge advantage. So if you want to switch into tech quickly, safely, and with solid salary, IT project management, I believe, is really your path. And to make it simple for you, I created free webinar. Inside, I'll show you what the job actually looks like, what skills you really need, how to build experience without tech job, how to position yourself as strong junior candidate, and how career changers land their first jobs within months. So, if you want clarity and confidence, click the link in the description, grab your seat, and join the free webinar. See you inside. Bye bye.